Dallas police officer who was the president of their association killed a woman while he was drunk driving, and the cops conspired with him to cover it up, and now he gets probation for killing a person. Are you kidding me? Earning the hate. Welcome to another episode of Earning the Hate. So here's what the story, the news is putting out and what the cops and DAs are putting out. I'm going to tell you from my experience as an investigator, internal affairs, working with cops, this is bullshit, and I'm going to tell you what I probably think happened that they're not telling us. Here we go.
Almost exactly a year ago, Atiana Washington was hit and killed walking home along Northwest Highway.
Shock and disbelief, like this is not happening.
We remember a mother's plea for justice back then. On Friday, Jaime Castro, who was in the car that hit Atiana, pled guilty to making a false statement to officers. Castro was the president of the Dallas Police Association. It is now Sean Pease.
Heartbroken over the loss of life. That was...
Oh, yeah, he's so heartbroken. With his disgraced American flag that they are changing and putting their blue line, basically saying that we protect cops. Cops are first, citizens are last. The country's flag is lower than us because we can change it and put our blue line on it, and suddenly you have to back the blue. But if you put one of these stickers on your car, you're less likely to get a ticket because then the cops will believe that you're a back the blue guy. It's such a cover-up scam. This dude deserves prison, and he got probation. Wow.
You know, at the forefront of this issue.
Sean says he has not been briefed on what happened, nor would he.
He's been briefed. He had to deal with the cops that showed up and did the shitty investigation, did the cover-up. He knows about it. He fought for their discipline to be less.
Says it was off-duty and outside the scope of this association.
The cops who showed up and took the false report weren't off-duty. Again, double talk to confuse the people not paying attention.
But Sean does still have to deal with the fallout.
I have gone to great lengths in the last several months to bridge a lot of gaps.
The attorney for the Washington family writes, "Our focus remains on obtaining accountability for the death of Atiana Washington and justice for her family." Friday's plea was some vindication. Early reports were that Castro was a passenger and his girlfriend was driving. The attorney writes, Mr. Castro now pleaded guilty to providing a false statement to law enforcement about who...
Okay, so why do you think he pled guilty? Here's what they're not telling us. The girl who was going to be charged finally turned on him. They're not seeing each other, whatever. She decided to tell the truth. She probably told him that they told the cops on scene the truth, and they said, don't worry about it. The cops who showed up did not do DUI tests on either of the suspects. That's actually in the report down here. They investigated, making false statements. Castro retired from the department amid an investigation. So he got his retirement, wasn't fired, didn't go to jail, got probation. He still proudly served DPD, carrying his retired badge, ID, all that crap, you know. Let's see. Castro said the car was being driven by his girlfriend. So he had some stupid girlfriend who was drunk. Castro now pleaded guilty to false statements to law enforcement. 2 Dallas police officers who responded to the crash were placed on administrative leave. That means they were lying, which means they probably reviewed the video footage and said, you could tell these two were drunk and you didn't do tests on either one of them. They were probably both suspended or disciplined for dereliction of duty. But we don't need to know about that. All we need to know is that we should back the blue. So the girlfriend said, I ain't taking a fall. They went and reviewed the tape and said, holy shit, they were drunk. And they probably heard or had inkling or some sort of evidence on the tape that he was the driver and that they were lying to the cops and that the cops were covering up for him and they were going to go along and play like the girl was driving to protect and back the blue, you know, the blue line flag. We got to protect our brothers. And so they covered it up and they were going to let this woman die without the real person facing any justice until the girlfriend said, I ain't taking a fall. And then when they found out that the cops who responded were guilty also, they went to him and said, look, if you don't take a plea deal, we're going to go to trial and you're going to be convicted of murder.